Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast, The Dark Price of the Spotlight. Music Industry Edition. He always forgets the first part.
Music Industry. Wait,
anyways.
Sorry.
My name is Tatiana Liary. I'm a Latin artist. I've been singing since I was 11. I sing salsa urbana, for those who don't know me, which is basically like a little reggaeton with salsa. If you haven't heard my music, please go to Spotify or any digital platforms and look me up. I also have a merch. If you want to buy any, you can go to TatianaLiary.com and everything is there.
Ooh.
Now we have next to me
the legend,
Judah Crombie.
I promise I did not tell them to say the legend.
He always pays me to say that, so
I'm like, here's $5.
I'm down as long as he keeps paying me.
This $20 in my pocket says otherwise.
Yeah.
My name is Judah. I'm a big fan of music producer. I'm not in a salsa band. I don't play el reggaeton. I wish I did.
He's the white guy of the show.
I told you guys I'm salsa. So anyway, here with these two lovely stud muffins right here. These are the real legends, just so you guys know.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
But let's introduce the other legend, Illa Noize, off camera.
What's up, guys? I'm a music producer. I'm a songwriter. I have my own studio. My credits are Netflix, ESPN, and a lot more.
Boom, boom, boom.
There you go. Boom, boom, boom.
I can hear the audience. When do we get to see this guy?
Right?
They've been clamoring. They're like, when do we get to see him?
I know. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
You sit over there and he sits
We'll
here.
switch.
Anytime.
Yeah, you switch.
Anytime.
That would be a good idea. Why not?
Right? Yeah.
All right.
Do you guys know what today's episode is about?
I mean, I do, but do you want me?
Na 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 da 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 da. Well, first, if this is your first time listening, please make sure you subscribe. That's the number one thing. Subscribe, share it with your friends, with your whole family, everyone. Okay. The purpose of the podcast is to talk about the topic in the music industry that a lot of artists don't talk about because they're too busy making music, right? Mm-hmm. Or they just don't want to talk about. They're afraid to talk about these topics. So that's what we're here for.
So we do it for them.
Yes.
Exactly.
We're their voice.
We are opening the eyes of the audience.
That's right.
That's what we're doing. I love it. All right. So today's episode, it's about the role of managers, how they can make or break the artist's careers. And I think this is a great topic because I personally have an experience. So yeah, it's kind of crazy today.
There's a lot of crazy stories about managers and their bands or musicians that they manage. That is crazy. I did a little research, and you never really think about it too much till you actually look into it, and it is quite the rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that a lot of people don't know what a manager is, so I went ahead and according to Berkeley Online, artist managers guide every aspect of their clients' careers. In this thing, clients are artists, right, in their artist career, counseling them on professional decisions, opportunities, overseeing their day-to-day schedules and activities, and representing their interest with larger productions and teams. So basically, you need to really trust your managers, okay? Because managers are very, very important. And a manager can be anybody. Like, it can be your mom if she's good at selling you out there, you know. It can be a cousin. It can be anybody.
It can even be a spouse.
Yeah, it can be. Are you trying to say that I should be your manager?
No, I'm just saying.
Why don't you guys manage each other? You guys should each be each other's manager. I think that'd be great.
Right? Apparently he was like spouse. He said it like with this tone that maybe I should.
Your spouse?
Honey, I have too much on my plate. Otherwise, I would.
Crazy.
So I have an experience with managers. This has been the only really managers I've ever had. And I want to talk to you about how I met them and how everything started. So when I finished filming Sábado Gigante, the show Viva la Diva, I was singing with a band in a gig, right? And this couple approached me saying, oh my gosh, I love how you sing. And they just did a proposal to me, you know, very nice. They were super nice people. And they give me their number and they say, hey, you know, we would like to have a meeting with you. Just give us a call if you're interested. And I said, well, why not? I have nothing to lose, right? I just got out of this show. And now I'm doing like live performances. I was like, why not? So I had a meeting with this person, even though it was a couple, only him was the one that, had the first meeting with me. He told me amazing things that, all the artists want to hear. They wanted to help me financially. They wanted to take care of production, music videos. I mean, I was going to do media tours in Miami, New York. All these crazy things. The contract is for 3 years, and I accepted. I signed it. Mistake number one. Mm-hmm. Mistake number one is that there's entertainment lawyers that need to look at everything you are going to sign. Okay, yes. Artist, that's mistake number one. When you have a contract, either it can be a very big record label, anybody, anything like that, but especially for managers. Mistake number one that I made was that nobody looked at it. They actually gave it to me for a couple of days so I could think about it. So I could have done that, but I didn't. I should have done more research on them, which I didn't either. So yeah, I was super naive at the time, so I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, was it because you were super excited and you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Just sign me up. Let's just do
And that's why I'm telling you, don't do this, artist. Even though it can look too good to be true and stuff like that, don't do it until a real entertainment lawyer looks at the contract first and look up who you're signing with, especially for managers.
It's worth just to pay the extra cost of that entertainment lawyer to look at it with that peace of mind, because that's something that can literally break or make a career.
Right. And they could be great managers. You just need to be on the lookout for yourself, for sure.
Yeah.
So everything was going great. We did an EP. We had an album release. I did a media tour in Miami and New York. I mean, I was very blessed to even walk the red carpet of the Latin Grammys. I mean,
That's incredible.
They did a lot of things for me. I cannot lie about that. We even saw Celine Dion. Do you remember that? We were partying with all these big artists. I was like, I love this. I made it. I finally made it. That's what I was saying.
Did you become friends with her?
No, actually, she was a surprise guest in the Latin Grammy. It was like a small setup because it's for these awards that they don't come out in the actual show because there's so many.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, we have a surprise guest. And we're literally sitting like really close to the little, because not everybody goes to those. And she showed up and she's like, hi, everyone. I was like, oh my God, I can die now.
I'm a fan.
I'm a super fan of Celine Dion.
Yeah,
so I was very excited to meet her. So, that was great. I was living my dream. These people were family to me. Honestly, they were really good to me. And then they even paid for my honeymoon. I remember that too.
That's fantastic.
So a lot of things were going kind of well, but at the same time, there was a lot of red flags happening that I wasn't really sure what was going on, but there was definitely a red flag. So the first red flag one of them that I can remember, because I don't know the actual order. So I did an awesome video with them, right? A music video. We filmed it. It looked so good for what I was looking, right? But the show, the music video would not come out, like at all. I was like, what's going on? And I would ask them, hey, what's going on with this music video? Oh, we're just finishing up certain things. The song already came out a long time ago. So I was like, this is not going to work. And then nothing, there was nothing. They would never tell me what's going on. And then one day I'm in this Telemundo event that they do. And I went there and I see the videographer that filmed the video.
Right.
And he goes, hey, Tatiana, I don't want you to think I am, I'm not a good videographer. Or I'm not a good, that I don't meet my deadlines. What happened was that your manager never paid me for the music video.
Okay.
And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, he never paid me. So I'm not going to finish editing and I'm not going to give it to you until you guys pay me. And I was like, so embarrassed. This is my reputation as an artist. Right. So I went ahead and asked them, I was like, hey, what's going on with this? And they always were really good at telling me what I wanted to hear.
Super good excuses that you kept on
amazing
buying.
that I cannot. And the way they always told me things, they sounded so great. I was like, you know what? It's okay. Don't worry. Either someone gets sick or something happened, or it was always something that I was like, you know what? That's okay.
they were very smooth talkers.
Exactly.
They give you the right. They'll say exactly what you want to hear.
Yeah, like they have everything, and nothing happened. Okay, the video never came out.
Still,
never.
How long ago was this?
That was years ago. I don't know, in 2015 maybe.
So they still have the video, or that photographer still has the video.
The videographer probably still have it. But I cannot use any of those songs anyway. So at least that song specifically, right? But anyways, that happened. That was one of the red flags. Then when we went to the Grammys, I remember that for Illa to be able to go, I had to pay for him. Obviously, they were going to pay for me, but I still have to pay for him. So I said, I want the best seat. I said, I really want the best seat. So I don't care if I'm like super close. I'll pay $600 or $300, whatever it is, right? Or even more. So we paid. And whenever I get there, we were in the freaking super far.
Nosebleed section?
Section, even though, we did the red carpet and stuff like that. And we were excited. When we went, we were so far. And when I look at the ticket, our tickets were like the cheapest of the cheapest. And then I got so angry because, this was just weird. Like, I gave you money, then why didn't you tell me, hey, something happened, I'm going to give you the money back or something, Nothing. So then someone told them that I was upset at the moment, and they talked to me and they're like, hey, what happened was that was sold out, but don't worry, I'm going to give you, again, sweet talkers like that. I'm going to give it back to you. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I don't care. And they took like a whole year to pay me because I keep going and saying, hey, what's going on? But when I looked at the seats, it was not sold out. There was no sold out. They probably wanted, I don't know. I don't want to say anything because I'm not sure. But
so you never actually found out, excuse me, you never actually found out what it was that stopped them from doing that?
They said to me, from their own words, that it was sold out.
Okay.
But they, remember, this was months before the Grammys. They never told me it sold out. If that price, in my opinion, would not be in that ticket, I'm pretty sure they would have not told me.
Right.
And they would have pocketed the money.
So they pocketed the money.
Right.
Told you some lies. Keep stringing you along, telling you whatever you want to, what they think you want to hear to keep you happy.
Exactly. Oh. And then I'm scrolling in Facebook and this... Remember when I explained that publicists are really good at taking you to like media tours, New York, all these things that they do, you have to pay them, right? So out of a sudden, I'm just scrolling in the timeline and I see this angry post by one of the publicists, which it was my publicist that took me to New York and took me to Miami. And he said, do not work with so-and-so, they're scammers. And I was like, wait, that's my manager. So I DM her and I said, I need to know what's going on because at this point I wasn't happy. Right. I'm like, something's going on. There's too many red flags. They seem so good to me, at least, in front of me. And they're like, oh, they still owe me all this money from the media tours and they always have an excuse that they haven't paid me. And I'm like, wait, my video. Now the media tours. I don't understand what's going on. I ended up talking to them and then we ended up agreeing to, just
part ways.
You do your thing, I do my thing. Respectfully, we did that and nothing. We left it there, right? Everything was good. I keep going. The only thing I could not use is that song, that I did with him, which I understand completely because they produced it. They actually did the whole thing for me. So I understood. And I was like, okay, that's good. So then what happened was then a year passed. A bunch of people started calling me, asking me, like, what was going on? Because I guess, like, where were they? Like, they were asking me what's going on. Because allegedly, they have committed some type of fraud in one of these awards organizations that I wasn't aware of. And I'm like... First of all, I don't know. I'm not with them anymore, right? I don't know anything. So apparently they sold passes to the red carpets to these people that were doctors, professionals that have nothing to do with the red carpets because they're not musicians, they're not artists, but they wanted to go and do the red carpet. Fine. They had the money to do it. So I guess they sold packages to these people that included airfare, hotels, and the red carpet.
Wow.
And when they got there, there was no hotel to some of them, and some of them did not have passes to even walk the red carpet.
Man, they hosed all these people.
Right, but
that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that.
Oh my
too.
God, no! You're a horrible manager. Do not call Judah Crombie for your management.
I'll take care of you. I promise.
So then I was like listening to all these people telling me that they did this, that they did that, and I was like, what? So I couldn't believe it. Anyways, this organization or whatever, every year you have to renew. So every time I wanted to renew to see if I could walk the red carpet again and all this stuff, they would deny me. And I'm like, why are they denying me? So anyways, I talked to one of the amazing publicists out there, and she called and she said, let me find out why they're not accepting you. And when they checked, it was because I was with them. I showed that I was with them. So apparently he could have been...
Guilty by association, I guess.
They could have been using my membership card. Because you have to have an artist to be able to get people to the red carpet. So apparently maybe they were using my membership. And if it wasn't for... I need to give her a shout out, because if it wasn't for Marlene Maceda and her team that helped me... and try to like fight for me there, that she has nothing to do with these people anymore, I would not even been able to be part of it anymore.
Wow.
So
shout out to Marlene.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm super grateful for her. She knows every time I see her that I'm super grateful for that, and her team, that, you know, that they did everything they could to figure that out, even though he was kind of like scam her too. So I don't know.
Wow.
But that's for you guys to know that not everything it's what it seems. They might be good people, but they don't have those intentions. I don't know. I don't like judging them because I don't know.
I'll judge them for you. They sound like terrible people. So how many people do you think they were managing other than yourself?
Well, so far at that time it was just me. I don't know if they're managing anybody else, because when these happened, I couldn't even find them anywhere. Like, I don't know. They were looking for them, right? But they didn't do anything like in writing, so they couldn't even sue them. Think about it, you know? So that's the reason why all these people that were in this scam or whatever could not do anything about it.
So
which
get
is
everything
sad.
in writing, guys.
Get everything in writing. When you are going to sign something with somebody, make sure you trust them, first of all. And second of all, Google them. There's so many things that you can find now about people. Just check them out, and then make sure you get an entertainment lawyer so they can, you know,
look it over for you. So like, I have a feeling that this is probably pretty common actually in the music industry, especially with like up and coming artists that don't have deep pockets themselves, you know?
Oh yeah.
Easy to take advantage of. They're young, kind of, I'm not saying this is you, but young, kind of naive, inexperienced. And then they get very excited. Oh man, this is a great opportunity. And then, you know, they're like, for me, if I was young, I probably would have jumped all over it as well.
They take
like,
half of the money.
Yeah,
exactly. Because that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I don't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
So why do I care? But that's why we have to be very careful, because that even happens with big artists. So I was reading about Alanis Morissette in an article of BBC News. This is from like back in 2017. But her former business manager admitted to steal over $7 million from her and other celebrities that he used to manage.
Hey, that's impressive.
Oh my God, this guy's gonna end up being a manager for big artists, and it's gonna scam everyone. No, just kidding.
Great. Well, Alanis Morissette, she's been big since the mid 90s. So if somebody that could fall for that's as experienced as her, I mean, what about people that don't have experience?
Exactly.
That's scary right there.
Yeah, and that's why I've been so scared to anybody that approaches me. Now I'm like, oh, I have to look everything up. So which is, I'm glad that this experience happened, because it made me wiser.
Right.
But yeah, so you just have to be very, very careful with the managers, because they are important, and I would love to, I'm not gonna lie, have one, because sometimes it's too much work for me. But I would like to have a good one that really have my best interest. So if you are, I'm hiring. Just kidding. But trust me, I'm going to look at every single thing.
Guys,
review that
I
paperwork.
will manage you both. I will take you under my wings.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll talk about it after.
After you just said...
Yeah, he said he was going to fraud all of us. I don't think that's going to work.
Just forget it.
Great idea.
Yeah,
Let me write that down.
Definitely not Judah. But anyways.
So before you move on, you know, Alanis Morissette's a big artist. There was a documentary that was put out, I don't know, a couple years ago, and it was about NSYNC. Yeah, NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. Maybe it was, I'm going to say for sure it was Backstreet Boys. I think NSYNC as well. But the manager, he was very good at like conning people, right? Really charismatic, very smart. He knew the ins and outs of the industry. So he was like legit, right? But he ended up working these guys so hard for a whole year or two. Like they were going on a World War.
I hope not.
They were going on world tours and, putting out monster hits. I'm talking about like, this is like prime NSYNC, Backstreet Boys days. Like, I want it. Those days, right? They were like some of the biggest household names in music. And they got absolutely like hosed. I'm talking about they got like a paycheck at the end of this tour. They were expecting, millions. They're like, oh, yeah, this is gonna be good.
Right.
They open up the paycheck. It's like 6,000, or it might have been like 60 grand. Okay. Something like that.
Yeah. Like they should have had a lot more.
Exactly. Right. So they were
between the five.
Where's the other checks? Like, they're like, I don't see any other checks. Right. So they looked into it. And the manager and his team were like, well, what you don't understand is like, we took you and got steak and lobster every night, and we did this and we did that. And then they just had all these reasons, like excuses for why they had to keep take money out. And like, it sounded kind of legit, I guess. But after they
know these people are very charismatic, because managers should be charismatic, right? They should be really good people that want to put you out there and
outgoing type.
Yeah,
but that's also the kind of personality traits that a cult leader has.
Exactly.
I'm not saying they're cult leaders, but I'm saying that people can use
with bad
those
intentions.
Oh yeah, and they can use that to manipulate people, get what they want, use people. Yeah. And when you're young Justin Timberlake and Lance Bass or Bass, whatever, when you're young and excited, you could totally get taken advantage of. You got taken advantage of. I feel like this is probably way more common than we even realize.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
100%.
That's why I'm turning contracts down left and right.
Yeah.
You have so many. You're like,
So,
no, I think
but if you do have a good contract, send that on over to Judah.
I'll take care of you.
Well, I think it's good. I'm not saying anything negative about having a manager, because I think they are important. And like I said, I would like to have a very good one, because sometimes I don't have time to be worrying about certain things that they're good for.
Right.
I have to do it all. So I'm not saying they're bad. It's just, please just make sure you look into them and just make sure, if you really want to sign with them, what's going to bring to the table. Because I remember, I think Nicky Jam had a friend that was amazing. And he was his manager since he's like, when he wanted to make a comeback. He was there for him. He was trying to make him in all these clubs, like try to make him famous again, like all these stuff, because it's in the show, which is really good. And then when they wanted to sign him, they said, hey, we'll give you this much millions or whatever, we're going to sign you, but you need to get rid of your manager.
You just need to give us your soul.
No, well, probably that too. No, but he was so good that he said, I'm not signing anything because he's coming with me.
Yeah.
Because he was with me since the day one.
Yeah.
And that's loyalty there.
He learned from his mistakes in the past, and I'm sure you have learned now. So
correct.
I mean, these people, what's that movie that came out a couple years, Straight Outta Compton?
Yeah.
You guys watched that, right? Mm-hmm. That really highlighted. I mean, half the movie was about that manager.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Elvis Presley.
Yeah, Elvis Presley.
Yeah, he had a manager also.
Oh yeah. That too. I mean, that movie, half that movie, almost the whole movie's about how his manager completely took advantage of him.
Exactly.
So I mean, I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I feel bad for like Elvis and
I do
Eazy-E.
too.
Like I feel really bad, even though they were rich and famous and had all this and that, they still got completely taken advantage of.
Yep.
It's wrong. So.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Even if you're a big artist, you can get scammed by those managers. So you have to be very careful. So like you said, imagine a brand new artist that doesn't know much, and they're like, oh, sure, I signed right here.
And there's no shortage of young up and coming artists right now. Oh my God, everybody's rapping everywhere, and these people are going to get taken advantage of because they're 16, 17 years old. They don't know what these contracts are about. I don't even know, and I'm 30 or whatever.
Yeah,
let's just keep
don't
that
say
somewhere
your
around
age.
there.
Let's go and can you bleep that for me?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I go like beep.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, all those youngsters out there, just Man, I don't know, because sometimes these people, when I say these people, that sounds really derogatory. What I mean is young people in general.
Yeah.
A lot of them aren't going to be able to afford a lawyer.
Yeah.
What do you do in that situation, right?
But it makes sense.
It's worth it.
It's worth it too. Yeah, and they might charge you just to read it to you. So it might be just like a couple of $100, but
it would be worth it, obviously.
I think it's worth it. I would say go for it. You know, even if you have to.
If the contract's long, it might be more than a
little
couple
bit more.
$100.
But
Either
it's
of
so
you
important.
two had to deal with any kind of contract stuff as of recently?
No, recently just that one. Josh's, I think Illa does a lot because of the sync industry. I did one recently too about the sync industry.
Yeah, so basically, every time I add a song to a Sync Licensing's catalog, I have to sign an agreement. So typically, that agreement would be like 2 years or 3 years with auto renew, unless you write them in 30 days before the renewal date that you want to, take your song off the catalog, and that's it.
And he talks about splits and things like that, but it's a little bit different because
it's just a few pages long, and it's just specifically for that song on their catalog, and it's just pretty straightforward. It's just, like I said, a few pages long. You just get the compensation, you get all the rights, the splits, and that's it.
So you know what to look for. I mean, like if you get a new person comes out of the woodwork that wants to work with you, and they got an agreement or whatever it is that you have to look to, you kind of know what to look for then, like red flags and things like that.
Yeah.
So you could probably...
and he can say no. Like we've had those that, they say, hey, this person is interested on this song. Did you agree with the split? And if the split is like they're taking almost like 80%, just to be an example, I'm like, heck no, that song is not going to your,
So you can negotiate if you want to.
Exactly, right. So it's kind of like sync world. It's not my forte, it's his forte, but it's totally different because they don't really manage your whole career. A manager is different because that's who you give your whole career to.
Right.
So they can literally put you in a lot of bad situation. It's also your reputation. I was very embarrassed with all these people.
Which is so sad.
That he owned money to.
Because you didn't do nothing wrong. That's
I had no idea, So I was like, oh my gosh, people are going to say, don't work with her. She's a scammer or something. So it was very embarrassing and I'm not very happy about that at all. But it is what it is. So.
I actually have an agreement, a new one, because I'm going to have 2 songs on a music artist's new album that they're coming out. I can't really say who.
That's okay.
But there's some things that I had some questions on. I was like, why is that number this when he told me that? So I haven't signed it yet, but I'm kind of going through that. And
it's that Island Boys remake, right? Island Boys.
How did you know?
It's a remake.
Oh my gosh! Please don't bring those people back.
Got a whole salsa chorus for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Island Boys with salsa.
Well, guys, I don't know if you guys have anything else to add to this manager thing, but I hope you guys learned something today.
Yes. Take notes.
I did.
About managers, and our next episode will be about mental health in the music industry. And I also have a story because whoever is in the art world, either you're a singer, musician, or whatever you do, I can guarantee you're going to have some breakdown moments because I've had those. I have depression. I lost my hair in here. All that I'm going to tell you on the next episode. But please subscribe to our podcast.
And smash that like
button. Smiggity smash.
We'll see you next time.
We should say smash.
What?
Next
Well, I don't know what's happening, but we'll see you next time.
See ya.
La la la.
Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, boom.
Woo!
Peace.